All right, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all another episode of Running With You. And today we got to run about this video I came across. It's basically a woman saying that she became successful financially. She's up like a $500,000. I guess she's some type of entrepreneur or something like that. And she still feel lonely, and she says that it's because she can't do nothing with her friends and family because they're not up on the same level with her. I ain't see this video, so we're gonna react to it together. But let's go ahead on and see what she said, man. It's a video, not about no dating this time. So we're gonna have to go ahead on and switch it up for a little moment. Without further ado, let's go ahead on and get into it.
I want to know why nobody talk about how it feels when you get to a certain level of success after you've been prioritized for so long. And I'm talk about this because I don't think my sisters and nobody really understand me when I say it hurts to try to be my best self. Like I'm already, you know, I've made over $500,000, and it already feels very fucking lonely because none of my family can do the things that I want to do. And then giving people money to do stuff with me. I'm buying their flights and trips because I don't want to hear I don't have it. It gets very sad. I think about, dang, do I want to keep building my multi-million-dollar company because I don't want to be by myself in this. Like it's so frustrating and it's so hurtful. And then your mind frame, when you get to a certain amount of money, you don't even look at money the same. You realize this stuff is like, it's really like it's physical, but it's really digital. Like it's so much of it, and it's not as scarce as it's made to believe when you're privatized. Then people wake up like, how can I get some money? I don't think like that no more. This
Okay, off initial reaction, I always say this, man. Money cannot buy happiness, bro. Like I remember they asked Bob Marley, "Is he rich?" And he responded. He said, "Well, what's your definition of rich?" You know, and I completely understand that. A lot of people, you know, when you do find a success and you find the money, you realize that it's certain stuff that money can't buy. I always say, man, it could be a man in a mansion, good paying job, uh, six figures, or he could even be a millionaire, but his wife don't love him, his kids don't appreciate him, and he's just feeling unappreciated and he's feeling lonely because his house is not a home. And it could be a man who's making maybe 70,000, 75,000, able to support his family, but still kind of staying afloat. But he go home and he feels as though he's rich because his wife loves him, adores him, cooks all his meals with love. You know, his kids love him and appreciate him and sees him as a superhero. And I would say the second guy is more richer than the first guy. And like this woman right here, she's making this money, but she has nobody to share it with. She goes home and that house doesn't feel like a home. She's lonely and she's paying for everything for her with her family, and it's almost like she's buying them. It's almost like everything falls on her. Any problem, they calling her. Anytime somebody hit her up, she don't even know if they just calling just to see how she is or if they calling for a favor. And then everything that's going on with Glorilla and her sister, she don't want to look like that she the person that made it up out of there and you know uh not giving back. And that's what they call the black tax. You made it up out of here. You ain't you got to look out for us, and we gonna damn near crabs in the bucket mentality. You ain't even much gonna be able to support everybody because you saying yes to everybody and you running yourself thin. You know, every time she books a trip with her family, she has to pay for the flight. She has to pay for the activities. She has to pay for every outing they do. Probably have to even pay for their clothes, and that gets draining. That gets draining. And like she say, she done made so. She done made it up out of there. She don't even look at money the same because they don't even have the same type of mindset as her, you know. But I think a lot of people experience this, bro. Is lonely at the top. The road to success is very hard, but once you break that barrier, you know you're gonna be in a different tax bracket, and you're gonna be in a different tax bracket mentally. And I think that can attract jealousy. I think that can attract people that's gonna just be, leeching off of you, and it's gonna attract entitlement. And they're gonna try to shame you. You'll start feeling guilty, and everybody will love it till everybody was just doing their own thing. Everybody got their own money to support themselves, but that's just not reality. It's just not. Some people gonna just be behind, and some people you gotta leave behind. As harsh as that may sound. Let's continue.
There's money everywhere I look. And so
That's her reality.
it's just painful because I invited my best
Money
friend on a
attract
trip a
money.
couple years ago. I gave her $500 when she landed. Put her in the Trump hotel. We was in Vegas. I paid for everything. She was talking to her boyfriend the whole trip. She was ready to go home. I just felt so stupid because it was just like I felt like she needed a break, but she didn't have no money. I was going on a trip. I'm just trying to over accommodate people because I feel guilty.
And what that is called is survivor's remorse. You done made it up out a bad situation, and they got some people they still behind, and you almost feel like you left them behind. But at the end of the day, bro, whatever this woman is doing, it seems like she got a good heart. Hopefully, she gonna find her a man, and once she with a man and be able to start her own family, she ain't gonna be just so worried about, helping everybody else out, and trying to accommodate people. And that's the thing you gotta understand. You cannot be a people pleaser. You cannot be a yes man. You cannot you gotta learn how to say no. And you gotta learn how to, you know, pick your right circle. To me, it seemed like she need a different social circle. You know, and some people are seasonal, and some people are meant to be a chapter in your book of your life. Early, and certain people are meant to be, forever. And people got to learn how to just leave them old chapters where they was at early on in the book. You know, because everybody ain't gonna grow with you, and it just seemed like she got a social circle problem. Because if she had friends that was like minded like her, if she had a man that was able to, support her, and he on his grind as well, I don't think she'll be nowhere near as, focused on what she's focused on right now. You know, but that's just my take. If anybody can relate to this, go ahead on and put it down in the comment section. Share your experience. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, what you're waiting on. Until next time, I'm out.